guy stinks!
Yo, what's going on everyone? My name is Saige and welcome to this video everyone. In this video, I'm going to be going over 5 weapons that you should definitely get in Pixel Gun 3D. And if you guys have been part of my channel for a long time now, you guys will know that I actually make one of these videos like once a month or so to give even more weapons to you guys that you should definitely get. So if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like on it and also subscribe to the channel because I do post Pixel Gun content pretty much 3 or 4 times a week now. So definitely click that subscribe and like button. Also, all of my videos coming in the future will be edited on PC, not mobile, because this is basically going to be the last video I edit on my mobile phone because all my videos will be much better edited in my PC. And yeah, so definitely look forward to better editing stuff in future videos. Anyways, I don't want to keep you here longer. Let's get started.
Yeah. It's your boy, it's your man, Young Josh A, coming through with the plan. I wrote a couple songs and I gained a couple lives. Moved to Orlando, now I'm living fine. Yeah, I got a brain for a dentist and I train like a menace, but the passion is music. I've been in it for a minute, goddamn.
I don't know if I mentioned this before, but my throat actually does hurt a little bit, so I'm sorry if I sound a little weird. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but anyway guys, the first weapon we'll be talking about is the Combat Yo-Yo. This is pretty much the best melee weapon in the entire game, as it does one-shot. It does take 2 hits, but technically it does one-shot, since whenever you press the attack button, it actually does 2 attacks in one push of the attack button, which is pretty cool. Whenever you use it, it goes forward, and then it comes back to you, so it actually will register as 2 hits, so you can hit someone in the face once, and then it'll go behind them, and when it comes back to your hand, it'll actually register as a second hit. And now looking at the statistics of the weapon here, it has an attack speed of 67, which is pretty slow, but it does attack twice in 1 hit, so that's okay. It also has a mobility of 85, so it's a really fast mobility. You can move around really fast, which is cool. And this thing does not have any special effects. It doesn't have like bleeding, it doesn't have poison or anything like that, but this weapon is still extremely powerful, and it is actually a one-shot considering the fact that you only have to push the attack speed once. And I'm not exactly sure how expensive this weapon is. I don't remember how long, I don't even remember how long ago it was that I got it, but when I got it, I think it was probably 1,000 coins or less. I don't know what it is now, of course. It's been so long since I got it, guys, but this weapon is so good because it does so much damage despite not having any special effects, and also has 85 mobility, so that's really good as well. Right guys, so next up we'll be talking about this weapon here, which is the Proton Freezers. So let's go ahead and take a look at the statistics of this weapon here, guys. This weapon has a fire rate of 78, a capacity of 8, and a mobility of 50. So the statistics, like on the general side of this thing, isn't pretty, it doesn't really catch your eye too much. It seems a lot like a normal heavy weapon would be, but it also has rockets, so that's basically how it shoots. You shoot rockets, and it has the slow down the target effect, and that is honestly the only reason I put it on here. This weapon is a lot like all of the other heavy weapons except for the slow down the target thing. The slow down the target feature of this is so useful because most people have this thing on legendary, and when it's on legendary it does 2-shot, but for me, since mine is on mythical, it does actually 1-shot. So for people who have it on legendary, the slow down the target feature is going to be really good for you, because whenever you shoot them once with it, the enemy will not be moving fast. You can just switch over to something like the Ice King and get a quick shot on them from like the area damage effect of the Ice King as well, and that will be one of the easiest kills you can probably ever get, and it's all thanks to this weapon. A lot of weapons do have this feature where they have the slow down the target thing, but for a heavy weapon they're not usually combined with this because it would make it super overpowered, and I think that's what the devs didn't really think about. This weapon is super good, and since it has the slow down the target feature, not only can you use it for 3-cat spam, but you can also use it if you're playing regularly, so that's kind of a good thing. Usually weapons like this that cancel all animation, which by the way it does, this weapon does cancel all animation for 3-cat spam, any method, but this, guys, since it does have the slow down the target thing, it can work for a lot of players who aren't 3-cat spammers, which is cool. So overall, this weapon is high damaging and it functions for every scenario. So next up, guys, we'll be talking about this weapon here, which is the Ice King. Now, a lot of you guys know that I used to not like this weapon, but now I kind of do like it because it is pretty useful in game. So let's go ahead and take a look at the statistics of the weapon here, guys. It has a fire rate of 21, so it has a very low fire rate, a capacity of 1, and a mobility of 55. So you move really slow with it. It also has a very slow fire rate, but it also has a 1 capacity. Now, what does that actually mean? Well, when you think about it, the Ultimatum only has 1 capacity, but that doesn't mean that it has 1 bullet. But I guess it means that you have to reload after every bullet. But with the Ice King, you shoot it and it kind of just like extends the jaw, and then it comes back in and you're ready to shoot again. So I don't know why it says like 1 capacity. I guess it means because you can only shoot 1 bullet there. I don't know. It's kind of confusing. But guys, this weapon is extremely useful for 3-cat spam. It works as a middleman weapon, meaning that it cancels all animation from any loadout that you possibly can use. So if you use the Anti-Champion and the Exterminator, you can use the Ice King in between and use it as a middleman weapon, which will get rid of all animations, because, oh my god, guys, it is so crazy. I can't believe they would actually like allow this to have area damage for a weapon that cancels out all animation. You usually think that it would get super nerfed, like either it would get like nerfed on damage, it would get nerfed on function ability, or it would get nerfed on, I don't know, ability to be used during 3-cat spam, so like it would be given an animation or something. But not with this one, guys. With this weapon, you can use it with 3-cat spam, using a lot of damage and area damage if you want to, of course, and it does not have any animation at all, which is really strange. Like I said, guys, a lot of weapons that are, you know, of this sort of caliber, they usually are nerfed very quickly, but this one has not been nerfed. In fact, I believe the damage was recently buffed on it, because a lot of people say that it does one-shot now. Mine is not on mythical, and I don't have the greatest modules on it in the world, but I believe it does one-shot in certain scenarios. So yeah, guys, this weapon is super good, especially for 3-cat spam. So next up, guys, we'll be talking about this weapon here, which is the Succubus, or the Succubus. I'm not really sure how it's pronounced, guys, but this weapon is so powerful. So let's go ahead and take a look at the stats of this weapon here. It has a fire rate of 74, a capacity of 12, and a mobility of 50. So the statistics are pretty good. For a fast fire rate like 74, having a capacity of 12 is usually not something that you would see. Usually weapons that have like a faster fire rate, such as 74, have a pretty low capacity. But I guess to compensate with that, it does have a really low mobility of 50, so you move pretty slow when holding this weapon. But the fact that the way this weapon actually functions will totally outweigh any negatives it has. It also has charm, lifesteal, and it is single shot. So I think the most important thing about this weapon is the charm, because whenever you shoot someone with it, basically what charm does is it makes it so that your opponent won't do that much damage to you whenever they shoot you. So they can, like for example, the digital sunrise does one shot to the body and to the head in pretty much all scenarios. So if you get shot with this and you get the charm effect, that weapon will not do that much damage to you, because I mean, charm just makes it so you don't do much damage. And combined with that, whenever you shoot someone with this, you actually gain a lot of health as well, which is what the lifesteal thing is. So whenever you shoot someone, I think you gain anywhere from like 35 to 50 HP, which is really good, especially if you're trying to go for something like a 50 kill streak, which gives you a violence. A YouTuber named Gladed talked about this, and I remember on my very first try using this sniper to try and get a violence, I got it right away, because you can replenish your health just from hitting 2 people. So not only does this thing do a lot of damage, especially on mythical, it does one shot to the head, but it does a lot of damage and it works so well. So another weapon that I've talked about before, guys, I'll be talking about the Red Twins next, and I'll explain why these weapons are so good in a second. But first, let's go ahead and take a look at the stats of the weapon here. It has a fire rate of 94, a capacity of 20, and a mobility of 65. So this thing has a very fast fire rate, and also has a really high capacity as well. And for a weapon that has really fast fire rate and a really high capacity, it also has a pretty decent mobility of 65. So it's pretty average on the mobility, but for a weapon like this, it is better than most weapons that have this sort of ratio of fire rate to capacity, so that's really good. This weapon overall, just looking at those general statistics, is really good. However, this weapon does not have any sort of special effects. Similar to the combat yo-yo, which I think I talked about earlier, this thing, despite not having any special effects, does a lot of damage. It does 4 shot to the body, and I think it 4 shots to the body and 3 shots to the head, or 4 shots to the body and 4 shots to the head. It depends on the modules you have on it, but that's just on epic. So if you get this thing to level 65 on the base rarity, it can do just as much damage as a weapon like the ritual revolvers on mythical. And just think about that, the ritual revolvers on mythical can cost like so much actual money, or it's so much time to get, but instead you can just hop on over to the armory, pick up these things, and it does the same thing on epic. And that just makes me wonder, if this weapon, like the actual Red Twins, if they were on mythical, these things would probably 2-shot to the body, which in that case would be even better than the mythical ritual revolver. So this thing does so much damage, and it also has a really good capacity, and it works for 3-cat spam. So just a little bit of a bonus weapon that I'll be talking about, guys. This is the Heroic EP here. I don't have it, but I did want to show you guys. So let's look at these stats real quick. It does have an attack speed of 89 and a mobility of 85. It has a random effect thing, and it does heal you whenever you attack, I think. It has a small chance to give you HP back or something, and that's the main reason I put it on here. It has a really fast mobility. I think it has 85 mobility, so you can move around really fast, and it also gives you health back really slowly. Unfortunately, I don't have it, but I did want to show you guys. Anyway, guys, that is going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to click that like button and also subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys all next time. Hey, do you have Discord? If so, you should definitely join the official Legends Discord. The link to it is down in the description. As of right now, we have over 2,300 members who are constantly looking for other people to play with. As soon as you join, you can have easy communication with me and everybody else. It's a great place to socialize. If you play any video game at all, there's probably a lot of other people who are in this Discord server who play that same game and can probably help you out or want to play with you. So what are you waiting for, man? Join my Discord server.